My wife sat me down one evening and announced that our marriage was finished. There was no tremor in her voice, no flicker of remorse in her eyes, just the calm certainty of someone who had already won. We were in the house we had poured 8 years of our lives into, and she slid a thick envelope across the coffee table like she was handing in her resignation from a job she hated. "I've already retained counsel," she said. "These are the terms." I didn't need to open it. She summarized anyway. She wanted the house. My grandfather had given me the down payment as a wedding gift. She wanted 70% of the savings we'd scraped together. She wanted alimony for at least 5 years. It wasn't an opening offer. It was a take-it-or-be-destroyed ultimatum. When she finished, she folded her hands in her lap and gave me the kind of sympathetic smile people give stray dogs before they call animal control. "Let's not make this ugly, Tom," she said softly. "You're a shop teacher. You can't possibly afford to fight me. My attorney will bleed you dry in discovery before we ever see a judge. Just sign. Save yourself the pain." I stared at the woman I'd once loved more than breathing and felt something inside me go very still. She didn't just want out. She wanted to leave me broken and homeless while she danced away into whatever new life she'd already lined up. I let the silence stretch until it was uncomfortable. Then I looked her in the eye and gave her exactly what she expected. "You're right," I said. Relief flooded her face. She'd calculated perfectly. The mild-mannered teacher would roll over. She stood, smoothed her blouse, and told me the papers would be served the following week. She had no idea she'd just lit the fuse. Here's what she knew about me. I lived modestly. I didn't have a spare 50 grand lying around for legal fees. And yes, she knew I had an older brother, Marcus. What she was counting on was the fact that Marcus and I hadn't exchanged a single word in 5 years. Marcus isn't a teacher. Marcus is a weapon in a custom suit. He's the divorce attorney other divorce attorneys whisper about in hallways. His hourly rate makes CEOs flinch. And after our parents passed, we'd torn each other apart over the family house, me wanting to keep it as sacred ground, him calling it a financial anchor. The fight ended with slammed doors and 5 years of silence. She'd watched that fracture happen. In her mind, my one possible lifeline had been severed long ago. She was wrong. For 3 days after her announcement, I barely slept. The thought of losing everything I'd worked for crushed the air out of my lungs. On the 4th day, pride finally lost its wrestling match with survival. I dug up Marcus's private number. My fingers actually shook while I dialed. I expected voicemail. Instead, he picked up on the second ring. "Hello, Marcus, it's Tom." Dead air. I thought he'd hang up. "Tommy," his voice softened in a way I hadn't heard since we were kids. "What happened?" Everything spilled out, her demands, her smug prediction that I couldn't fight back, the way she'd looked at me like I was already ruined. Another long silence. When he spoke again, it was low and lethal. "She said you can't afford a lawyer?" "Yeah. Give me the first court date. Next Tuesday, downtown. I'll be there. Don't speak to her. Don't speak to her counsel. Don't sign a damn thing. Just show up." He hung up. I sat there shaking, this time from something that felt dangerously close to hope. The morning of the hearing was cold and pouring rain. I walked into the courthouse looking exactly like the broken man she expected. Cheap suit, old briefcase. We can't tell the full story in a short video. If you want to see the full story, click the link in the